This is BBC1. Now, just ahead of the National Lottery, a news report from Darren Jordan.
Good evening. The former Labour Prime Minister, Lord Callaghan of Cardiff, has died on the eve of his 93rd birthday. In a statement tonight, Prime Minister Tony Blair said Jim Callaghan was one of the giants of the Labour movement, whose long and active life almost spans the history of the party he served so superbly. Lord Callaghan was one of the most remarkable Labour statesmen of his generation. He was the unique holder of the four major offices of state: Prime Minister, Chancellor of the Exchequer, Foreign Secretary and Home Secretary. He entered Downing Street in 1976 when Harold Wilson stepped down. He was sustained in office by a Lib-Lab pact, but in 1979 his government was swept away by Margaret Thatcher's Conservatives in the aftermath of the Winter of Discontent, a period of prolonged industrial unrest. Well, our political correspondent Gitto Harry is with me in the studio now. Gitto, we understand tributes have been coming in for Lord Callaghan.
Yes, from all directions. Even old political opponents talk of him as a decent man, a very honourable man, a man who stuck to what he believed in. And in Labour terms, of course, a very special man. The last Labour Prime Minister before Tony Blair, the only man Tony Blair could turn to for advice when he came into power. So a man who kept that faith alive, perhaps.
What sort of legacy did he leave behind?
Well, he was Prime Minister for a short period at a difficult time. Economically difficult, no majority, hardly a majority to speak of, and in the end, the big miscalculation, not calling a general election in 1978, went on, the Winter of Discontent, lost, and his party were out of power for 18 years. But a lot of people feel that had he been Prime Minister at a different time, had he had the kind of conditions Tony Blair had, he could have been a great man, because he had, after all, always been true to his roots and gone from those humble beginnings to the highest offices of state.
Gitto, thank you. Well, there's more on Lord Callaghan's death throughout the evening over on BBC News 24. Our next bulletin on BBC1 is at 20 to 10. Bye for now.
This is BBC1.